Hello, and thank you for watching my Unit 72 computer game design. This is for NBA 2K12 for the PC. I'm using an Xbox 360 controller instead of using a mouse and keyboard because it's easier to control the players than using WSD and using other various buttons to pass the ball, things like that. As you can see, the heads-up display on this game is just very simple, like it is if you watched it on TV. It's in the bottom right-hand corner, and it shows the two teams, their score, which period it is. At the moment you can see it's in the first period, the time, and the shot count, which is in red. This means after 24 seconds of you holding the ball, you must shoot between that time, otherwise it counts as a foul. I've took little snippets from the game that I recorded the other day because the whole gameplay would be over 30 minutes. As you can see at the moment, there is little bits of cinematic screen cuts between each shot if it goes in, and that you see, on the left-hand side, it shows you either if people are being substituted, or it just shows you some stats about the player. They have done this so it makes you more aware of who's coming on and things like that. The perspective of this game is in, I would say, it's more of an aerial sort of camera locked angle. I wouldn't really call it third person, but it's more, it's more locked into a camera angle which you can change in the settings. If you see on screen around the players, there'll be some symbols. It only happens to some players. This means if it's got a 3 next to it, that they're a 3-point shot taker, which means there's more chance that they're going to land 3 points. And you can also see a blue bar around where their feet are. That's a stamina bar, so it also shows you their energy. So if it goes low, then your player will become not responsive, but more that they can't accelerate forward, so it's probably time to substitute them. As you can see from the terrain, it's on a basketball court. This doesn't really change throughout the game, and I know there's other game type where you play on the street, so it changes from being onto a professional NBA court, in a stadium, to being outside onto a street. The game's interaction model is it is mainly single player. But throughout the last couple of games, they've actually added a thing where you make your own character and just play simply as them. You start as a rookie and work your way up to becoming a professional basketballer and being drafted to a professional team. There is also multiplayer where you can play with your friends on the same console or play online via either PlayStation Network or Xbox Live, or if you, like me, got it on PC, then you just connect to each other. The narrative of the game, I wouldn't say there really is one, apart from you're aiming, to win the game. It's just like any other sport game, I should imagine, where you've just got to, your aim's just to get as many points as you can. I mean, with the other game mode, your narrative is to be drafted into a good team, a good professional team, and join their franchise. Player awareness, there is rewards you can earn, like unlocking more basketball shoes. If you do the game mode I was explaining about, where you create your own guy, you start off with an average team and work your way up to become, one of the best in the world. So that's, you can unlock other things like that. They've brought in a point system on the new one where you can buy more the ways you take shots and things like that. So they've added quite a lot of new stuff in the new one, and a lot more unlockables to make people play it more and get people more addicted to, keep playing to unlock more stuff to make your character, your player to become better at taking 3-point shots or slam dunking, or taking block shots. The mechanics of the game is, they have a set scoring, which is at the bottom right hand corner. It's 3 points if you shoot it from the 3-point line, which is just between halfway of the halfway line and the basketball net. Usually a standard shot within the middle of the box or with a slam dunk is usually 2. But if you get fouled, then from the free throw line, it's just 1 point. There isn't really much of a scoring system apart from just a general scoring. There is player scoring. At the end of the game, they'll pick an MVP, most valid player, and usually they'll do an overall performance of how they've played in that match. With the cutscenes, you usually get them if there is a player does a slam dunk or hits a 3-point shot, and it's quite good the way the play's been set up, and it's quite good. You usually get a little short screenshot, or towards the end of the game. At the end of the game, they'll pick an MVP. Usually it would be a sponsor. I think it's Michael Jordan. His brand is the sponsor of the MVP. Then it will show you. It will do a little cinematic of who the MVP was. It will show you who won. It will show you some cinematic shots from out the game towards the end, and they do have cinematics between each period. And each period sponsored by a different company. Like I think the first period sponsored by Gatorade, the second period sponsored by HP, third one Sprite, and I'm not sure. I think Jordan sponsors the fourth period. But that's coming to the end of it now. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.